my Google AdSense pin in just 3 weeks, and in this video I'll be teaching you how. If you live in Nigeria, it is more harder to get your Google AdSense. I read it took some people 3 months to even get their Google AdSense. Let's jump in. When I got monetized on YouTube, that was March 2023, I was required to put my ID card. So that one took a long time because the ID card I had was not accepted, so I had to process a new one. So my ID card was accepted May 2023. That was when they asked me to put in my address so that my PIN can be sent to my mail. Without this PIN, you cannot start cashing out your money on YouTube. You can see the money, but you would not be able to withdraw it. Before I fill this form, I have tried to make research online, and 90% of people had something to say on how hard it was for them to get their PIN, how it took them too long, how YouTube was even at the verge of demonetizing them if they did not put their PIN. Now, this is the first thing that I did. With the information that I got online, some people said if you put post office address and you have someone in that post office, you can go there, collect someone's contact, even if you do not know anyone, go to a post office near you, call them, and you can ask them if your PIN is there so that you can come to pick up. Now, the shocking thing about this thing is no one is going to call you, even though they would ask you to put your phone number. But when sending out that PIN, your phone number will not be there. This is why they want to verify if your set address is truly your address. So if your phone number is there, you can actually direct the rider or the logistics company and tell them, oh, just bring it here, I'll be here. And in that way, they're unable to really verify your identity if where you live is where you truly live. Do you get it? So there won't be any phone number, and this is why it is hard for a lot of people to get their PIN. They usually ask for 2 addresses, your address and another address. What I did was I used my husband's work address because I think it's going to be more easier, and the second address was the post office near where he works. However, it was not delivered to any of this address. It was not delivered to his workplace, and it was not delivered to the said post office that I wrote clearly in my address. It got to another post office. The post office I used was Ikoyi. The mail got to the post office in VI. If you're familiar with Lagos, you would understand all these places. So this is what happened. When it was received, someone took his phone. One of the people that work in the post office in VI took his phone, checked my husband's work address on Google, saw an office line there, and called the office line that they have a parcel. If what you put is your house address, obviously it's not possible for them to get a phone number when they Google your house address, right? So I would suggest that if you have someone that works in a work address that is on Google Map, that when they type it to search, because this is another way to look for you so that they can call you to come and pick up. So this is how the Google AdSense pin look like. This is what would be delivered to your address. It's going to contain your name, your address, your second address, your PO box number, and your country. Mine is Lagos, Nigeria. So there's nowhere that carry your phone number where anyone is going to call you, even though you are required to fill a phone number when filling the form. Okay. However, if you live in some places that are not well marked, like your house address is not your house address, if you give me that address and I am driving on Google Map, that address will not direct me to the front of your house. This is not shade. This is a normal thing in some parts of Nigeria. So I'm not trying to shade you about where you live, okay? So if you live somewhere like that, do not bother to put your house address. Just put post office and try to get their phone number and call them in case it is with them. Kindly hit the like button. This would help you to know this video is valuable. I'll push it out to more people that need to see this content. Also share this video so that it can reach out to a wider audience. Thank you. You can get a work address, anyone you know that is close to you and can cross bridge for you. In this case, it was my husband. I knew he was going to help me get it. Do you get? Make sure the person can inconvenience himself or herself to help you get it in the post office or another post office near the person. But if there's a work address that is on Google Map and the work address has a phone number, so they can check it and now call you to come and pick up. If the guy was unable to call, I wasn't going to know that, oh, my PIN is ready. I'll be saying, oh my God, I am worried. Oh God, where is my PIN? But my PIN is somewhere chilling inside AC and enjoying and chopping life. I mean, I would be stressed. Do you get it? Because each time I open my YouTube studio, there's this notification that says, put your PIN, verify your address. If you want to continue we can. I see different notifications, and each time I see this notification, I'm like, God, when will my PIN come? So instead of going through all that worry and stress, just look for someone very close to you. It could be your friend, it could be your cousin or a good friend that is in a work address that if they search for it, they would see. Another thing I would like to address is Google is not going to send your PIN till they verify your identity. At first, when I got monetized, they asked for my delivery details and they would send PIN. So in the mind of my mind, I thought that they had sent the PIN. I think when you hit the $10 threshold, they will ask you to verify your identity. So in my mind, I thought that they had sent my PIN, which they have not sent, which I did not know too. It was after I was done with that ID verification, that is the time they now asked for my address afresh and said they were going to send my PIN. So don't miss it for each other. Another thing I would like to tell you is, if you do not have a valid ID card, like a well recognized ID card, like international passport and driver's license, start getting it, start processing it immediately you watch this video. If you are just getting monetized now, like you are freshly monetized, they would ask you for that ID. And they did not collect my NIN, they don't collect NIN, voters card. When I made research online, they used to collect it. Another thing I have seen people talk about online is when they did not receive their PIN, they start taking bikes, ride, drive their car, or any means of transportation they have, and they go from one post office to the other looking for their PIN. And we have seen instances where this person's address is maybe Beggar and the PIN was somewhere in Agege post office or Shomolu post office. So it's actually a lot of stress. If you live in other cities where traffic is not a lot, it's going to be more easy for you if you want to take that route. But if you stay in Lagos and you have to move from one post office to the other, I watched a lady's video and she said she went to about 6 or 7 post office before she could get her PIN. It was 3 months already. She requested for the PIN the first time, the second time, the third time. She has not received it. So she has to be jumping from one post office to the other, then search their list that, please, oh, I'm looking for my PIN, oh, and it's important to my YouTube business. If I do not put this PIN, they won't give me my money. Please. And she was searching everywhere. Imagine going through that stress. In fact, personally, I was worried. I was concerned that time, like, oh God, what will I do? So mine was quite easy, comparing it to all the horrible stories I have heard and seen on YouTube. I was just getting worried. So do not be too worried. You can try this out, and I really hope it works for you just as it worked for me. When you receive this document, make sure you carefully follow this guide on how to tear it, else you are going to tear the number apart, and this is going to cost you. In a part of this document, you are going to see remove side edges first. Just carefully tear it and remove the side edges, because immediately you are done with the edges, the next thing is the number, which is very, very close. I realize it is very close to the edge, and so you can mistakenly cut it off and you want to be sure of the number. I strongly recommend you watch this my video on how you can strategically place ads on your YouTube video to earn more money, where to place ads to, the right number of adverts to place in your video, and everything about placing ads on YouTube as a newbie. Click here, watch, and enjoy. Thank you for watching. I will definitely see you in my next video.